Hey, what's up, everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, and I figured I would just make a video about this, just to ask a lot of questions that I got, in email and especially on social media. I took this photo the other day over in New York. The moon was really, really low. It looked really awesome, and I got a lot of questions on like, how did I do it? How did I get the moon, properly exposed? With the cityscape. What was my EXIF data, metadata, all that kind of stuff. And I figure I might as well just make a video about this. I mean, the photo almost got like over 100 likes on Facebook, did well on Instagram. So this is me saying how I did this shot. And it is a form of a composite. It's impossible, essentially, to shoot it this way out of camera. So I'm going to explain all that. I'm going to break down each photo and how I did this and how simple this is. You can incorporate this into your work if you can. Yeah, let's dive into this right about now. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I live outside of New York City. And as you can see, I am a little bit further away. I use and pretty much from my window, right behind the camera over here, I could see the New York City skyline every night, Empire State Building, everything like that. I can always see it. So if you follow me, you'll see a lot of these pictures come out like this. And the moon was really, really low a couple days ago, so maybe almost a week from when you're actually watching this, depending on when I put this up. And typically I'll just go out and shoot. But how did I set this up? So I saw the moon was really low, and this is how the raw image came out. I shot these in RAW, so I'm going to show you how I edited them. I wrote the settings down and defaulted them to exactly how they were shot. And I used my Nikon D600, so I'll show you both shots because I had to composite the moon together. You'll see exactly what I mean. So I shot my Nikon D600. I know I needed a very, very slow shutter speed, so I used the tripod. I just, set it up in front of my window. I used my Nikon 70-200 2.8 lens, and, essentially this is how I shot it. And obviously I was zoomed in to 150 millimeters. I shot at ISO 1000. f4.5, just get a little bit of depth. I didn't really want to kill my camera that much. And 1/4 of a second, in regards to the shutter. And it came out about almost 4,900 degrees Kelvin temperature. I pretty much shoot on auto for white balance, and I can fix it later. So this is what I got here. This is essentially the picture straight out of camera. My main goal with this, and you'll see, with the editings I make, is you can't really get the detail of the moon in one shot, because if I were to do that, you would have to change your exposure, so for example, like something like this, and that obviously doesn't look good because you lose the skyline. So essentially what I wanted to do was, accentuate all the colors and everything I needed from the skyline. And this is how that I did it. And in a separate photo, I took a photo of the moon properly exposed, or as much as I did as I can. I wish it was a little sharper, but this literally only lasted up to 4 minutes. This whole thing before the moon just went away, and it wasn't as impactful as it is. So I'll shut up and let's dive into this now. So I was actually at 2,900. This is how I edited this. 2,900 Kelvin temperature. As you see, it brought down the sky to something way more acceptable. Contrast I had up to 43, just to give it a little bit more kick. The black levels I dropped actually to get a little bit more detail. 54. Okay, and then I had some clarity, and I added up to 48, just to get a little bit more punch because I was a little strapped. And saturation was 20. So this is how the image. So let's just see if I'll do the before and after. So before, after, before, after. So it just added a little bit more of an impact. So what I'll do is I'll open this up. I'll cut to the moon shot right about now. So here was the second shot, the moon shot. Once again, this is where you see the differences, where I was going for the details of the moon. Hence, you could see, the layers of the moon. And essentially, you'll see my settings are almost the exact same. The only thing you'll notice is that my shutter was a little faster, so that way I can catch the details better. And I zoomed in a little bit more just so I can make the moon a bit bigger. Maybe if I had a teleconverter, I would have done something more. But essentially, I left the color temperature the way it is. The only thing I changed was clarity, just to grab really detail, and I put it to 58. As you see, it just popped, a little bit. So there to there, that really helps. And essentially, that was it for that. So then I'll open these together, and this is where the compositing takes place. So you do these, a bunch of different ways, however comfortable you are with doing them. So how I do it with something like this is I'll separate the images, and then I'll drag in the one set of images here. So now that that's in all into one, I make sure it all lines up perfect. Well, now you're only seeing the first layer. Well, the background layer is here, but essentially what you want to do is grab your erase tool, and you'll see I'm just going to start erasing everything around it. So we'll do this. We'll just go around. Oh, look, we're painting back in the nice little skyline here because I zoomed in a little bit more than I wanted. So let's just bring it here. As you see, actually, I want to go back a little bit. It was something like that. I was able to catch a little bit of the sky in the first image, and essentially this is the shot. And I think I cropped it a little bit. So let me just crop it a little bit, give it a little bit up, a little bit down, and essentially this was more or less the photo. So something like that, and it comes out essentially like this. So, I mean, it's very, very simple. Something you could do. It's something easy. You can add impact to your images, but essentially that's how you composite an image, especially with a moon shot. As I said, it's very, very simple. You saw me open these, both of the raw files up, and you just do some editing. And I said, like, the way I like to do it is just drag and drop the one over top and erase around. You can do it different ways. You can do all different selections and masks. But that's how I made the New York City big moon skyline shot. So that's it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. Once again, I think it's very, very simple. It's something easy you could do. You could do this with the sun. You could do this with anything, just to make something easy, something a little more dynamic. And that's it. That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this answers some questions for people that had it, especially with how I shot it, all that kind of stuff and what I used. I think I answered it pretty well, but I said if you guys have any questions, please write them down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos that I make every single week. And as always, keep an eye out.